Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, and this evening we're going to be getting you details of the Supreme Court's verdict today that ensured the release of all the Rajiv Gandhi assassins. It's of course led to a flurry of political reactions, but the one that truly stood out came in from the Congress. They've referred to this verdict as unbelievable, unacceptable, untenable event. But there are questions being asked as to what the Grand Old Party stand is, when for the last many years you've had Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi time and again saying that they forgive Rajiv Gandhi's killers. We're going to be talking about that. The headlines first. Politics escalates over Kempegowda statue launch after Prime Minister hails contributions of Kempegowda. Siddaramaiah attacks Prime Minister, asks does BJP follow the values of Kempegowda?
यहाँ के लोगों को केम्पेगौड़ा जी की महान देन है। इस बसावट में उन्होंने जिन बारीकियों का ख्याल रखा है वो अद्भुत, अद्वितीय है।
Aditya Thackeray joins Rahul Gandhi in Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra. BJP taunts as meeting of two pappus. Amid Tipu Jayanti in Eidgah controversy, Sri Ram Sene celebrates Kanakadasa Jayanti. Mutalik cleanses the Eidgah ground by sprinkling Gomutra. Supreme Court extends protection of the shivling in the Gyanvapi case. Protection of area to continue till further orders. Relief for Jacqueline Fernandez. The court defers a bail order in 200 crore extortion case linked to conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Interim bail continues for the actor. Final order expected on November 15th. And 3 arrested for murder of Punjab sacrilege accused. Cops claim 6 shooters were involved, out of which 3 are absconding. Shooters linked allegedly to gangster Goldie Brown. After AG Perarivalan, the Supreme Court has set free all the remaining Rajiv Gandhi killers, including Nalini Sriharan, RP Ravichandran and 4 others who were serving a life sentence in the assassination case. Now, the Congress has reacted very strongly to the Supreme Court order, calling this decision unacceptable and completely erroneous. Important to highlight here that while the Congress is fuming at the release of the Rajiv convicts, the Gandhis themselves have publicly, not once but several times declared that they've forgiven the killers. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra even visited convict Nalini in jail, after which she said she forgives Nalini. So there are questions right now about what's prompted all of this outrage by Congress. After 30 years, the convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case will walk out of prison. After AG Perarivalan, the remaining 6 convicts, Nalini Sriharan, her husband Sriharan, Santhan, Robert Payas, RP Ravichandran and Jayakumar have been released by the Supreme Court. A bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and B.V. Nagaratna said the judgment of the top court in the case of Perarivalan, one of the other convicts in the case, is applicable in this matter too.
Remember, in May also the Supreme Court had said that the government could take a decision about the remaining convicts as well. But with no decision being taken so far, the Apex Court has used its plenary power to order their release.
India Today spoke to Nalini, who expressed relief and gratitude after a long 32-year-long fight for freedom.
Nalini, please tell us, how would you look at the order coming in from the Supreme Court, an early release for you?
Very happy. All 6 have been released, and I thank all the judges in the Supreme Court with my wholehearted, praise.
But the Congress is now fuming. Curiously, despite the Gandhis going public years ago with their decision to forgive the killers, the Grand Old Party is now expressing outrage over the release of the convicts.
Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, above all, is entitled to a personal views. But with greatest respect, the party does not agree with that view, has never agreed with that view, and has made our view consistently clear to you for the last, decade or so. And we stand by that view. Because according to us, and this is the most important aspect, the sovereignty, the integrity, the identity of the nation is involved in a Prime Minister's assassination, sitting or former.
Even their allies in Tamil Nadu, the DMK, has welcomed the Supreme Court verdict, with Chief Minister M.K. Stalin hailing the order.
Along with welcoming the release of Santhan, Murugan, Nalini, Robert Payas, Ravichandran and Jayakumar by Supreme Court, the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has also said that this verdict has become a preface to democracy and also a proof that a governor cannot shelf resolutions and decisions taken by a people-elected government.
I don't have anger or hatred towards anybody, but I don't feel anger. I don't feel any hatred or any anger. I forgive.
But it's not just about Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. Remember, 15 others also died in the blast in Sri Perarivalan in Tamil Nadu, and today their families are haunted by memories of that horrific day. There's been endless politics over the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. For the convicts, it's a sense of justice. But the victims of the dastardly terror attack in 1991 feel betrayed and angry. Bureau Report, India Today. Now, if the Congress is outraged, they have reason to be. But the reason that right now everyone's asking questions of the Grand Old Party is because there were several statements made in the run-up to now saying that they're okay, the Gandhis are okay with the release of the Rajiv killers. Let's highlight for you that duplicity and the statements that have been made in the last few years by the top leadership, by the Gandhis themselves about the killers of Rajiv Gandhi. Today, the Congress is saying that what's played out in the Supreme Court, the release of Nalini Sriharan and all the other convicts, 7 Rajiv convicts in all, including Perarivalan, is totally unacceptable. But remember that earlier Rahul Gandhi himself had said, as we played out in our report for you as well, that he has no objection whatsoever to the release and that he's forgiven them, he has no hate for them. Let's continue to get you more statements made by the Congress today versus comments that have been made earlier. Congress earlier in 2022, in fact now, have said that the Supreme Court verdict is completely erroneous. But then you had Priyanka Gandhi also highlighting and reiterating what her brothers maintained, saying that I've completely forgiven the killers. Now both siblings have made the exact same stand, but yet you have their party, the Congress, saying that this verdict from the Supreme Court is wholly untenable. Priyanka Gandhi, let me highlight for you again what she said in 2018. She reiterated, making it very clear that we've forgiven the killers of Rajiv Gandhi. So Priyanka and Rahul singing a different tune, the Congress party singing a completely different tune and questioning this verdict from the Supreme Court. On that note, breaking news that's coming in. So the Congress now is targeting the central government over the release of Rajiv Gandhi killers. Congress is asking if the centre is in favour of the release of these assassins, and so the Congress is saying that the central government's role, the Modi government's role, is dubious in the release of Rajiv Gandhi's killers. They've also asked if the government will be filing a review petition in the case. So you can see that the politics is now escalating, with the Congress putting the onus not on the state government, not on the DMK, not on their ally, but on the BJP, the central government, asking if they'll file a review petition in the case. Let's play out for you a statement from Randeep Surjewala.
आज भारत मां का सीना छलनी हो गया। आज देश के लिए सबसे दुखद दिन है। देश के सबसे नौजवान प्रधानमंत्री राजीव गांधी जी के हत्यारे दुर्दांत उग्रवादियों को आज अदालत ने रिहाई का निर्णय दे दिया और मोदी जी और उनकी सरकार इस निर्णय के बारे में अपनी संशय भरी भूमिका से पीछा नहीं छुड़वा सकती, उससे अलग नहीं कर सकती।
So that's the statement that's come in from Randeep Surjewala, where he's now putting the onus on the central government, asking if they will file a review petition in the matter and asking what is the central government stand. Do they favour the release of the Rajiv killers? Obviously, there will be questions asked of the Congress as to why they're not being critical of the DMK, of their ally in the state of Tamil Nadu, because keep in mind that Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, President of the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, has made a statement welcoming the Supreme Court verdict, welcoming the release of Rajiv Gandhi killers. Now, amid that, the fact that Congress is targeting the central government has raised several questions about whether this is all just politics at play at a time when the Gandhis themselves repeatedly, as we showed you earlier, have made statements contradicting what the party stand currently is, saying we've forgiven them, we have no hate towards the killers of Rajiv Gandhi, we're okay if they are released. And yet today you have a situation where the Congress is saying that what's happened in the Supreme Court is unacceptable, it's untenable, and they want the central government to file a review petition. Remains to be seen if the Congress themselves will take a stand of moving the top court against this verdict that's come in. But as of now, there's no such statement that's been made, there's no such comment that's been made by the Congress. They're simply putting the onus on the Narendra Modi government. So this is the breaking news that's coming in right now. The Congress saying and questioning the central government, asking if they favour the release of Rajiv killers. We'll be getting, of course, a member of parliament from the Congress joining us on this broadcast in just a bit from now. But in the meanwhile, I want to focus on this case itself and the convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case. Keep in mind that while the Supreme Court has allowed their release on technical grounds of a governor versus government fight, the allegations, the charges on which the convicts have been found guilty of stand. So they've not been acquitted in any way. Let me get you details right now of the charges and the evidence against each of the convicts in this case. All of these convicts, mind you, who will be walking out of jail in the coming days. Let's begin with Nalini Sriharan, who's currently out on parole already. Now, the evidence that was presented against her in court, based on which she was convicted and held guilty, is that she hosted two of the human bombs, the suicide bombers from Sri Lanka, who were part of the LTTE. She was also accused of holding recce's with the bombers, particularly with Dhanalakshmi, who was the human bomb who went off at that site in Sri Perambudur. This recce was conducted before the assassination. So these were the charges proved against Nalini in the court. Let's tell you about Murugan. He admitted that he was a part of the LTTE suicide squad and aided again very actively in the survey that was conducted at the location before Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. Now, Murugan is married to Nalini, and so both the couple themselves were accused and convicted in this case. The other convicts, RP Ravichandran, now the allegation that was proved in court against him, because of which he was convicted, was that he was funded by the prime accused Sivarasan and that he bought vehicles, he set up travel arrangements, etc. for many of the main accused, for many of the human bombs and the suicide bombers from the LTTE who had come to Tamil Nadu to conduct this particular terror attack. Let's tell you about the next convict, Robert Payas, again someone who's going to be walking out of jail, came to India with the LTTE commandos, so wasn't a native of Tamil Nadu, had come down in 1990 and admitted to being part of this conspiracy, admitted to being a key part of the planning of the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Now, the other convict, Jayakumar, arranged stay in Tamil Nadu for the suicide bombers, for the LTTE attackers, and also prepared as well as aided actively in the assassination plot of Rajiv Gandhi and 15 others who had died in that terrible terror attack. Then the other convict, Santhan, another convict who's going to be walking out of jail. Now, the information that was produced in court against him is that he was informed early on about, in fact, the assassination target, about it being Rajiv Gandhi, and also was with the prime accused, with Sivarasan, on the D-Day. Sivarasan, remember, wasn't captured, he died. Perarivalan, AG Perarivalan, who's already out, and based on his case, all the other convicts are also being released. The allegation against him was that he aided in the movement of LTTE cadre and also helped in actively providing them all necessary equipment, including providing 2 batteries. That was given as the evidence against Perarivalan. Of course, there were questions about Perarivalan, considering that some of this evidence was also countered with a CBI officer saying that the confession was tweaked. So his confession was something that people tend to question. So that was Perarivalan, and at this point the charges against him. He's already, of course, been out because of a judgment that came in from the Supreme Court in May. So these are, in fact, the details you need to know about the convicts in this particular case. Nalini, also speaking to us here on India Today, has said that this has been a long fight, and finally, after 32 years, we have got justice, is the statement that she's made. All right, we're going to be joined by a Member of Parliament from the Congress on this particular update that's come in from the Supreme Court today, on which the Congress is crying foul and has questioned several times the verdict that's come in from the Supreme Court, and also put the onus on the central government to file a review petition. Mr. Manikyam Tagore, Congress MP from Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu, is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Tagore, good evening. I want to understand from you, what is the Congress's grouse here? It's understandable when you express outrage over the release of the Rajiv Gandhi convicts, but here's what doesn't make sense. The fact is that in the last few years, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi have very vocally said that they forgive the killers. So why is the Congress outraged while the Gandhis are forgiving them?
Thank you for India Today for having me. So, one is that Mr. Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi ji and Priyanka ji can have the magnanimity to pass it, see that it's a loss for them, and we have to go ahead. But the main issue is about the Congress. As a Congress worker, when I joined the NSUI in 1988, the affection towards Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and the way he took India forward for 21st century was the only vision on which I joined NSUI. Therefore, it is not a private affair of about Gandhi's. It is the Rajiv Gandhi's assassination is a country's the idea of India itself, and we can't.
Sure, sir. Mr. Tagore, but there will be questions. I understand where you're outraged. You're saying that is the magnanimity of the Gandhis, and the Congress is not magnanimous, sir?
I am not magnanimous. That only I am saying to you. As Congress workers, we are not magnanimous. We want, and India has been attacked. India's former Prime Minister has been killed, brutally killed by these assassins. Court after court, from the lower court to the high district court to the high court to the Supreme Court, every court has said the same thing about these convicts. Therefore, they are terrorists. They had been called as the criminals, and they had been proved that they had done their guilt. They are part of this action to kill the former Prime Minister of India. Therefore, we have to be very clear in these things, and Congress workers and Congress, every Indian is very clear about it. But there is no politics in it. We are very clear.
Every Indian, Mr. Tagore, the problem is every Indian is clear, but the Gandhis aren't, going by what you're telling us. The Gandhis themselves have said that they forgive the killers. So then there are questions about not just magnanimity, but you said a former Prime Minister of the country. Is there some sort of double speak here, Mr. Tagore, that the party has a different stand from the Gandhis? The Gandhis are a part of the Congress, yes?
You need to understand that we have a view. Congress party has a view. Congress workers have a view.
And
Congress
the Gandhis have a separate view?
They have a view. They have a view. Okay, we respect their views. But our views we will express, and we will continue to say our views. And the main story in this issue itself, today in the Supreme Court, the union government, there was no advocate present. There is no lawyer of the central government who are present when this case was argued. It was a one-sided case. The central government, which should have sent their advocates. My question to Mr. Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister, is that why the central government advocates are not present today in the court hall. Why the double standard by the government? It involves national security. It involves.
Mr. Manickam Tagore, okay, you're asking questions of the central government. What about the DMK? What about the state government? Sir, the DMK is your ally and they've taken a stand. Mr. M.K. Stalin today has released a statement saying we welcome the Supreme Court verdict. Why are you not raising questions of them, of your own ally, before you target the BJP?
We are targeting the union government. Union government's role is to protect for the Prime Minister.
But why aren't you asking questions of the state government, of your ally?
They have been saying there is a political party. They have a stand. BJP has a stand. What BJP had a stand till yesterday? BJP had a stand similar to the Congress stand.
The problem is, Mr. Tagore.
Today the union government has reversed its stand. The BJP has run away from the battle. The union government's advocates were not present.
No, the problem is, Mr. Tagore.
They had allowed three Sri Lankans who are being convicted as criminals, as terrorists, to now court has released them. Where these three Sri Lankans are going to go?
No, the problem is, Mr. Tagore, on one side you're saying the Gandhis, they're being magnanimous. On the other, you're saying the DMK, we're not going to ask them questions. I don't know why. You want to only ask questions of your rival, of your political rival. When your ally, people within your party, the leadership, the high command of your party themselves aren't taking a stand against this. So then obviously there will be questions of the Congress right now, Mr. Tagore. If you're speaking harshly about the central government, why not use the same words against the state government?
What I am saying is you have to understand it. They have a view. The
but
DMK
they're your allies,
has a stand,
sir.
political
they're
view.
your allies.
They have a political stand.
But you're in an alliance and you're okay with the fact that they're okay with the release of Rajiv killers, right?
There is a political alliance with them. There is a political understanding there. That is not we are different parties. We are not in the same party. You have to understand it. What I am asking about the central government. Why you are not allowing me to ask a question on the central government?
Because, sir, you're not clearing the air about the state. If I were to ask you about the DMK and the Congress's alliance and the fact that the DMK has taken a stand, you're okay basically because the state government has taken a stand and the central government hasn't taken a stand. So if the central government also says we're okay with the release of the killers, then you're fine. You just want them to take a stand. Is that it?
Let them take a stand.
So you only want them to take a stand, sir?
Central government has taken a... Central government has not taken a stand. Central government in the earlier affidavits and opposed their release. They are now kept silent. That's the problem.
Mr. Tagore, you're mentioning that this is an issue of national security. You're saying this is an issue of national security, sir. Does the state government not have to worry about national security?
Who is beating their chest about national security? Who speaks that thing that
so nobody else needs to be concerned. The DMK doesn't need to care about national security?
Who speaks about national security as their great pride of these things? Mr. Modi and Amit Shah. Who they are responsible. They are in the central government. They are the union government now. They are the home ministers. They are the defense ministers. It is their duty to protect the nation. What they speak outside, they have to act also.
What about the state of Tamil Nadu? Mr. Tagore, what about the state of Tamil Nadu?
State of Tamil Nadu for the past 12 years, 15 years, from Ms. Jayalalitha's time till Mr. Stalin's time, they are having a continuous stand.
Are you okay with that stand?
We are not okay.
But you're in an alliance with them. You're okay with that. You'll compromise on this.
We are not okay on this issue. Okay? In alliance means we can't be okay with all issues. We have to understand it. We can't be alliance. I can't accept all the issues of DMK, what they think about it. But I have a differences of opinion on this. There is a common ground on which we have an understanding, political understanding to defeat a common enemy. But our main issue is the central government stand. Central government stand as today, double standard has got exposed. Mr. Modi's government has taken filed an affidavit in the previous time that they oppose their release. Today they had gone muted. Why? Mr. Modi has compromised with the national security of India.
So you believe, Mr. Manickam Tagore, there are no questions that need to be asked of the DMK of the state government. You believe that as far as the Gandhis are concerned, they're being magnanimous. The party is not going to agree for the first time possibly ever with the Gandhis on this issue. And you believe the central government is to blame and their stand must be very, very clear. Thank you, Mr. Manickam Tagore, for joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. Thank you for joining me here on India Today. I'm going to cut across to breaking news now that's coming up. And in Karnataka, the Congress is firing the puppet CM jibe at Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai by putting out a picture which we're going to show you on your screens now. In that picture that's on your screens, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai is seen peeping into the photo with the Prime Minister. So the Congress is saying that Bommai is being almost pushed out of the picture and that he's struggling to stand with the Prime Minister in the photo. The Congress is using this picture and saying that it's a disgrace to the CM post. So the politics continuing today on a day when the Prime Minister was there for the inauguration of the Kempe Gowda statue. You see in that picture, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai just behind actor Jagesh, peeping out in front. The Congress is saying there's no space for the Chief Minister. Let's get you another quick update that's coming in as Aditya Thackeray has now joined Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Maharashtra. The Yatra currently is heading from Nanded to Hingoli. Yesterday, you had NCP leaders like Supriya Sule also joining Rahul Gandhi. Today, you've got Aditya Thackeray there standing along with Rahul Gandhi. The BJP has reacted, taunting both Rahul and Aditya, saying that this is the meeting of two pappus. So the BJP there firing the pappu jibe yet again, this time at both Rahul Gandhi and Aditya Thackeray.
भारत जोड़ो यात्रा महाराष्ट्र में है। आदित्य ठाकरे जा रहे हैं राहुल गांधी के पास। अतुल भाटकर करने दो पप्पू साथ में मिल रहे तो उस पे मैं कैसा बोलेगा? उनका ये कहना है कि दिल्ली के सामने झुकेंगे नहीं, लेकिन अभी नतमस्तक झुकेगा नहीं। अतुल भाटकर ने ट्वीट किया है कि जो कहते हैं कि दिल्ली के सामने नहीं झुकेंगे, वो दिल्ली के सामने नतमस्तक होने के लिए जा रहे हैं भारत जोड़ो यात्रा में जुड़ने के लिए।
अभी आदित्य ठाकरे का काम ही झुकना है।